Hey art students, today I choose you to help me draw Pikachu. So make sure that you guys have your paper, your pencil, the color yellow, the color red, and for fun, if you guys can find a highlighter, we're going to be using it to create some lightning effects today. So I'm glad you're here. Happy Thursday, and let's get our class started. Here we go. Alright, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start by placing our Pikachu right in sort of the middle of our paper. Okay, this is going to be a fun single character design, and we're going to maybe, if we want, design a background around him, but he's not necessarily going to have to be in a place. We're going to talk about background effects and kind of like using patterns. So for right now, we're just going to make sure that he's in the middle of our paper. And I'm going to start in the top of the middle by creating a nice size circle. This circle, or rounded shape, is going to be his head. So everything, all the spatial features are going to be encompassed in him. We want to make sure it's a good size. We want to make sure that we keep some room on the sides for his ears and where eventually his tail is going to be. If you know Pikachu, he has a really cool big lightning tail. Well, we're going to keep our circle shape very sketchy, which means I'm not trying to make it perfect. I'm just making that area that I'm going to be able to work in. I can erase. I will erase, and I'm also going to be able to add more. Now, after I have my oval shape or my circle shape for my head, I'm going to create the body shape, which is basically going to be kind of like a triangle. So I'm going to start under the bottom of the head, and I'm going to pull out to the side. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, kind of create like a pyramid under that circle. And if I think about the size of how big the head is, you know what, it's almost the same size going down. That's about how big I want it to be. So I went a little bit farther on one side. That's okay, I'll just erase it later. When I have this down, now I'm going to add the feet. So Pikachu is going to be sitting down facing forward, and so we're going to see the bottom of his feet. They're going to be ovals that come up from each side of the ends of our pyramid shape. So I'm going to start with this one. I'm going to create an oval. It's going to be kind of thin. Like I said, I'll sketch it out till I like it. And then I want it to be about the same on this side. So if his heel is down here on one side, I'm going to try to put the heel down there on the other side. And I'm going to sketch out his other foot. So far we have the head area, the body, the feet, and now I'm going to give us a sense of where his arms are going to be. So from the side of his, or the inside of his foot here, he's going to have one of his arms coming down. On the inside of this foot here, he's going to have one of his arms coming out. This is going to be the outside of that arm. The inside of the arm is going to go opposite way. Kind of fill in that area. Okay? And he has 5 little triangle fingers. So let's count them out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just little triangle fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And they go right back up into that arm shape. Now that we have the basics for his feet, his arms, where his body is going to be, we're going to start adding those iconic Pikachu details, okay? So here we go. First, if you guys know Pikachu, a lot of the characters that we've done this week have a softness to them. So yesterday we worked on mouth as a snowman has a softness to him. He has a roundness, kind of curves. Pikachu's the same way. So even though I started by making this pyramid shape, I'm going to now round some of it off. I'm going to start at the bottom of his feet, and instead of going straight across here, he's actually going to have a line from one bottom of one foot, and it's going to curve up. It's going to go to the bottom of the other foot. This also gives him more of the perspective that he's sitting down too. Now, above my feet, I'm going to give him a little bit of like a knee. It's going to come out. It's going to be kind of round. Do the same thing on this foot. Come out and give it kind of like this knee shape. It's going to be kind of round. Alright? And notice how that will naturally kind of go up into your normal side. Now we're going to go back up and start working on our face. Pikachu has nice big round cheeks, so think about cutting our shape in half here. And this is something that we do a lot, guys. We'll make guidelines, especially if we have to do something that's symmetrical. Symmetrical means there's one thing on one side and it's the same on the other side. So our faces are symmetrical. Our arms sometimes, if we're sitting a certain way, can be symmetrical. But we know we want his eyes to kind of be lined up. So this is going to be the eye line. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a circle. Nice size. Pikachu has nice big eyes. It's not going to be right on the edge of my face. It's going to be moved in a little bit. And the same thing is going to be on the other side. If I moved it in about that much, I can measure, and that's how much I want to move it in on the other side. Make sure they're about the same size. Okay. Pikachu has a really tiny nose, and there's going to be a center in the middle and to the bottom of your eyes, as you can put it. Now, we're going to go ahead and put in his mouth, and we'll get back to those cheeks, guys. I know I talked about those a second ago. We're going to get back to them, but we're going to finish this inside of the face first. We're going to create his mouth. So, if you think about making a smile, Pikachu has kind of that animal smile, where it's really, if you start down from the middle of the nose, it's two smiles next to each other. So one goes this way, one goes the other way. Or you guys can think of it as a kind of a thin W. But we usually draw this on animal faces, cartoonish animals like dogs or rabbits or cats. Now let's get back to those cheeks, alright? We're going to go from the side of our face, and then instead of it going straight down, we're just going to pull out a curve. And we're going to bring it down into the neck. Same thing on the other side. I'm going to start at about the eye, it looks like, and then I'm going to curve down, bring out that nice puffy cheek into the neck. On the top of the head, it's going to be a little bit smoother. And I think you guys know what's coming next, right? You know, that's right, we got to put those ears in. So earlier this week we made Baby Yoda, and Baby Yoda had very similar ears, where we're going to create sort of a elongated oval, but then we're going to pinch the end. So we're going to think of it as just like we're making an oval, right? But then we're going to pinch the end, make it kind of pointy, alright? So when you get done drawing it, you should be able to go, ow! I'm just kidding, it's not going to really get you, but you should have a point to it, right? If I have one on the other side, I'm going to put the other one on the other side. Now, answer me this, guys. Do his ears have to be exactly the same way? What do you think? I think that if we don't have his ears the same way, that might give him a little bit more character. We talk about how slight little changes in our character, in our drawings, give him a little bit more character, a little bit more attitude. So if you have one ear, as long as it starts right here, where it connects to his head, your ear goes up a little bit more or goes down a little bit more, maybe if they're both down or they're both up, it's definitely going to add something fun to your picture. So one of those things where you don't have to do exactly what I do. I want to see you guys be creative as well, okay? So we have most of our face in. I'm going to go back down and finish up my toes. Pikachu has 3 toes, and because of the perspective and the way he's sitting, the closest toe to us, his inner toes, are going to be first, and they're going to be the biggest. So I'm going to trace my foot up, and I'm going to make kind of a loop to make his first toe. Second toe will start behind the first toe, and it's just a line that kind of follows it. Okay? The third toe, you can trace that circle part that you already had there, and the third toe is going to kind of just pop out for you. Okay? It's already there. So we'll do the same thing on this side. I'm going to go up and I'm going to draw that first curve to make my first toe. The second toe, it already started there and it's kind of hiding behind. We're just going to bring it flying down. And then the third toe finishes off the foot. Alright. Time to add the tail. Now, Pikachu has special lightning powers, and in order to accent that, not only is he yellow, but they gave him a lightning shaped tail. If you guys have ever drawn lightning by itself, it's kind of like a zigzag. So when you're thinking about drawing this today, we're going to start right here behind his shoulder. We're going to go up at an angle, and then we're going to zigzag in. Alright? Because it's going behind his back, we don't have to see it until it comes up again. And it's going to come out over here. Now we're going to bring it down. We'll zig back in. And then we'll trace this line right here. We're going to make an outer line that's kind of the same. And that'll give him the outer part of the tail. So that line went that way. We'll go that way with that line. And then if this line's going that way, that's right. We're going to go that way too. I'm going to give him a little bit more of a zigzag out and then in. And then it connects. We're going to go back up now. And I want to add the red circles, or what will be red circles, to his cheeks. But before we do that, we're going to clean up our picture a little bit. So, all of our guidelines that we don't need anymore can go away. Remember that original circle that we put up here? Guess what? We've drawn so much around it, we can take that original circle out, and now you're going to see a lot cleaner your Pikachu face popping out. Doesn't he look so cool, guys? Alright. And now that we have it a little bit cleaner up here, and that area around his cheeks are clear, I'm going to add 2 circles to his cheeks. And the outer part of the cheek, the circle's going to kind of start on that and then come off and around it. So it's not like putting another eyeball here. This is actually going to be on his cheek. It's going to come off and around it. Okay. I'm going to use my eraser again. Clean up a little bit more down here in my feet. And then we get to ink. Alright. Inking is when we trace over our picture with a marker. You can do it with a Sharpie. You can do it with a thicker tip pen. You can do it with a regular pen too if you want. This just lets us know which lines are our finished lines that we're going to keep. I always talk about at this point, just like every other teacher, I know you guys hear it all the time. You don't have to trace it perfectly. Add some whimsy to it. Make your lines fun. This guy is a lightning type Pokemon, so if you have some frizz to him, it's only natural, right? So, outlining all the things I want to say. Getting all my nicely on there. Keeping my curved line on the bottom. Rub my hands in here. Counting those fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Bringing this down. Counting my fingers again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those are my finished fingers, so notice I went a little slower to make sure they're exactly how I want them. Right? You don't have to rush with the pen either, right? Now it might seem like I go quick. You guys gotta realize I'm an old fogey and I've been doing this a long time. So it's not my first rodeo making these lines. Feel free to slow down. Don't have to go as fast as I'm going. Go at your own pace. And now that I have my ink, I'm gonna trace these lines on my face. You guys might notice I filled in my nose and made it black. Now for my eyes, we'll create a pupil or a middle spot and we'll keep that black. Pikachu is going to be the opposite. I'm going to make circles within my circles. I'll trace them. But instead of coloring the middle circle black, I'm going to keep that white. I'm going to color around that. And the idea is that Pikachu's full eyeball is black. We're not seeing a white pupil like the middle of your eyeball. It's the idea that we're seeing the white is a reflective light, so a highlight on the all black eye. Okay? Awesome. Now, he also is going to have some black details at the end of his ears. What do you guys think so far? Are you liking it? I think it's pretty cool. I also think it's really cool that you guys are here doing this with me. Thank you for taking some time today and getting better at your skills too. I love to see what you guys come up with and how you add to your picture. Right now I'm just erasing some more lines, cleaning it up a little bit more. And I've got my Pikachu. Before I add color, like I told you guys before, sometimes we've worked on making a background. That was a story, we added things. I'm going to create a background for Pikachu today, and it's going to be more of a pattern or a design. I've seen a lot of you guys doing really cool stuff where you're putting names in and writing. I love it. So maybe if you want to write Pikachu on this or write Pokemon, that would be a cool thing. I'm going to make a lightning design. I talked about zigzag patterns earlier. So I'm going to start kind of at the top of my page, and I'll start with a pencil. But you know what? If I mess up, then I can erase it. I can go, I'm going to kind of make, you guys think about the letter Z. I'll do this over here off the side of my paper. Right? I'm going to create kind of a Z shape. I'm going to go down, up, down, up, down, up. Create some Z shapes. But kind of just keep them together. I'm going to put some all around my paper. And like I said, this is going to be more of just a design It's not necessarily that the lightning's coming from him. It's more just an idea or a pattern design. And then, another part of my pattern, I'm going to put some Pokeballs. So, these characters are usually caught in Pokemon, or Pokeballs, which are circles. And there's another smaller circle. There's a circle around that. So many circles, oh my goodness. And then I create a couple lines. Lots of something. I'm going to put a Pokeball on one part. These are going to be red and black, I believe. Or red and white with black. Hold on. Hold on. We'll make sure that when we go to color it, that we have that the right colors. If you guys know at home, I'm sure you'll let me know. A matter of fact, I'm pretty sure there's different color Pokeballs depending on what type of Pokemon you're trying to catch. But I know you guys know the answer to that. Like I said, I'm an old fogey. I just kind of know a lot of cool kids, so they tell me all the hip stuff. So, actually, yeah, the top part is red, the bottom is white, and the middle part is going to be black on most Pokeballs. So, we'll get that colored in a sec. As now, we're going to go ahead and start coloring in Pikachu. So, I'm going to start with his body, and he's kind of a cool yellow. I like using colored pencils, but you guys can use markers, you can use crayons, you can use gel pens, whatever you want to color with. Could you mix those things? Of course you could. Maybe you want to color your yellow in with a marker, but maybe when you go to make your lighting design in your background, you want to use gel pens to make it shine a little bit more. Maybe after you get done drawing with a pencil and inking with a marker, you want to pull out your watercolors and color in your Pikachu. That's fine. Whichever unique way you choose to draw is up to you. And that's what makes drawing so fun. We can all add our own ideas and styles to it. Red for the top of my Pokeball here. And hey, guess what? I got red marker. Look. Oh, cool. Like, look kind of shiny. Also, we gotta put those red on his cheeks, right, guys? Slow down so I stay in the line. This marker is bigger than my pencil is. Whoa. And let's make those background shapes pop. What I'm going to do, I'm not even going to use a crayon or a marker. I'm going to use a highlighter. And I'm going to go over some of those shapes to make my background fun. Cool. You know what? Just for a little bit more fun, I'm going to outline my Pikachu with my highlighter. Because that lightning is supposed to be part of his glow effect. I think it's only right that he glows too. I like this one a lot, guys. Now, I didn't color the whole thing in with my highlighter because I don't want to waste the highlighter, and just adding a little bit of highlighter for a pot sticks out more than if I would have colored the whole thing in bright. It wouldn't have been as special. So, I think we're about done, except for one last thing. As always, make sure you sign your work. Great job, guys. Alright, all done. Thank you guys for joining me today. I love seeing all your awesome work, so make sure you leave it in the comments below. Also, let me know what you might want to see in future art lessons. Have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.